Hi there, welcome back to my studio. Today's video is a viewer request. I have been asked many times before if I use any other form of watercolors like drier mediums of water, drier forms of watercolor like watercolor pencils, crayons, even blocks of watercolor. I do, and I do it pretty often, and especially when I'm outside I tend to use watercolor pencils or watercolor crayons. But rarely do I use it when I'm inside the house or in my studio because of the accessibility to water, and it's far more convenient for me to just use what's on my desk, and that's usually my set of the 24 or sometimes even my 48 colors on my desk. But to answer the viewer question, yes, I do, and I find them extremely convenient, and they go down almost like color pencils, and so it's easy when you're outside to just jot down some thumbnail sketches, or if you're in a rush or if you're on a plane where water is kind of you can't carry it when you're going through security, and those times when you're sitting in the airport, I think it's easier for you to have pencils on hand. So yes, I really enjoy it, and I have quite a few on my desk or in my field box, and my favorite would be Faber-Castell, and that's only because I have been using that brand, the pencils from that company, for a very long time, and so yes, they go down pretty easily. They're very richly pigmented, and I find them very easily, they are soluble. I mean, when you put on the pigment, you don't see pencil marks, and that's very important for me when I use pencils. In fact, I think the reason most avoid using pencils is because of the harsh lines that it leaves back even after you apply water. But that is not the case with some really good brands. You can see that they go down smoothly and then they turn creamy immediately when you apply water. So do give these a try, and they are really fun to use, and if you're used to color pencils, then you will really love the watercolor pencils. So for today's project, I have used a stamp by Unity Stamp Company. It's a Phyllis illustration, and it's very well illustrated, so there's hardly much that we need to do in terms of adding a background or even highlighting. Everything is just done for you. You just need to add in color. It's almost like a color book project. So I really wanted to show you this one because I wanted to show you how easy it is to use these pencils, and at the same time, if you have a beautiful stamp like this one, then all you need to do is just fill in the color. And the way I use watercolor pencils is by just applying the pigment, and I don't really worry too much about how much or how less I'm going to be using that, because they as I said earlier, they are really readily soluble. So you just apply a damp brush, not too soaking wet, just a damp brush to it, and it liquefies immediately. And the places where I need to add more a darker shadow, I just go directly to the pencil. So I just take a damp brush to the pencil, lift up some color, and go back to the image and drop it in. So that's how I use watercolor pencils. So I just apply the color first, I mean just as you would with a regular color pencil, and go back with a damp brush, liquefy that, and once it's slightly dry, sometimes even when it's wet, I just go back, lift some color from the pencil directly, and I go back to the image and apply it. So that's how I do with color pencils. And also blending. Blending is also equally easy to do. You don't have to you don't need to worry too much about that. The same way as I mentioned earlier, I apply one layer of color, and then when it's still slightly damp, I take another pigment and just drop it into that earlier layer, so that way it blends on paper. And I think that's the reason why I use it a lot when I'm outside, because just a simple box of 12 can take you a long way. So So there you see, I really hope you guys give this one a try, and see for yourself how easy it is. But do get yourself a good one, because some of the pencils can be really disappointing and can really take you away from watercolor pencils, because as I mentioned earlier, it can leave marks. And don't press too hard. Try to be as light as possible. Your intention here is to just add pigment to paper, or just to layer just to have a layer of pigment. So for that, you don't need to really press hard. You just need to apply it very lightly, and then take a damp brush and liquefy it. So there we go. I'm done with this one, and I really hope you enjoyed them project for today. It was something new, and I hope to see you again. If you like it, do hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe so that you know when I put up new videos. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much to all of you who leave me comments and suggestions that are taken extremely seriously, and they really help me improve. Thanks again for joining me. See you soon then. Bye.